Good morning, Rocket League fans, and welcome back to day 2 of the Ability 360 3rd Annual Independence Cup presented by Q90. I am your caster Rhino, and I'll be joined throughout the day by the one and only Monkey Shines, bringing you top-tier gameplay commentary as we head into bracket play. Double Elimination Day, Monkey. Championship Sunday, how you feeling?
I'm feeling fantastic. It's championship Sunday. How else must we feel? And folks, we had a fantastic pool round yesterday. So many people scrambling to be able to get here, but these are the best of the best. Of course, fantastic event, fantastic cause. But today we are going to see the absolute best that this event is going to provide. And Rhino, I cannot wait.
Me either. Yesterday's pool play delivered some incredible matches, wild comebacks, and plenty of surprises. But today, it's all on the line. We are driving into a double elimination bracket where teams from around the world will battle it out for a shot at the $750 first place prize and the title of Independence Cup champion. But as much as this tournament is about competition, it's also about supporting a powerful cause. All donations raised this weekend go directly towards travel expenses for Ability 360's adaptive sports teams, athletes who compete nationally in wheelchair basketball, power soccer, rugby, and so many more. Getting to those tournaments takes serious resources, flights, hotels, accessible transportation, and your donations help make that possible. So, if you are enjoying the stream today, please consider giving at ability360.org/donate. That's ability360.org/donate. Huge thank you to our presenting sponsor Q90 and our booster sponsors Bank of America, Guild Mortgage, Gus Rosenfeld, and Ryan Companies. Your support is helping real athletes go places, literally. It is bracket time. The pressure is on. The plays are about to get serious. Let's jump into day 2 of the Independence Cup right here and right now as we take a look at the bracket. And Monkey Shines, we're going to be focusing on the third game down that list.
And we saw yesterday Team NM, but except it was more Team Will.i.am. William out there absolutely popping off yesterday, however, struggling a little bit with Todd Fan Club, though to be fair, I think a number of folks, I think for them, that is the case, may very well be the case here yet again, but I'm curious to see what does William have in store for us. Might he be able to lead this team on an absolutely grand run to the grand final?
Hey, there's a real chance of it. Played incredibly well yesterday, without a shadow of a doubt. I'm just going to refresh my memory. Team NM were playing in Pool 1, if I remember rightly. Played in that exciting final matchup of the day against Todd Fan Club. Did come out on the losing side of that, but it's a new day, new dawn, new horizons, Monkey Shines. So they're coming in to play against the team who came through from Pool 2, Team RGM, who we saw absolutely none of on stream yesterday, but they came through the pool stage completely unscathed. 6 wins, 0 losses.
Got to feel good about that. Coming into the day with confidence, with swagger. We talked about how you end the day, especially if you are Todd Fan Club teams of that sort, but you get here for good reason. And to your point as well, it is a new day, and you've had the opportunity now to go back, maybe watch some film, watch your VODs, go in, maybe get a scrim in, maybe figure out where you are lacking, which I think for Team NM, I think this is great because they can go back, they can see what William did and said, okay, absolutely amazing, may lead the charge, but what can we do to supplement? Because that has been the issue, was the issue for them yesterday, just not being able to find a complement. But if they're able to find, I genuinely think Team and if they're able to find a complement, if they're able to show a genuine threat from the other 2 members of that team, that is a trio. That is absolutely a dangerous trifecta. If William is able to get any help, that's a scary team to watch.
It really is, absolutely, and it's going to be scary for Team RGM to come up against, you would think. Now, they had a very interesting day yesterday in Pool 2 to Team RGM. As I mentioned, we didn't see them on stream. That's because, well, they only played twice in a day where pretty much every other team played 6 times. A lot of disqualifications in that second pool meant that Team RGM had to win 2 series in order to take home their top spot in their pool, and they did so relatively convincingly, 1-2-0 and 1-2-1. So they did lose a game, which is unlike some of the other teams, which we'll get onto a little bit later in this tournament. However, making sure that you come out of the brackets unscathed going into the top 8 is always something that you want to be taking to heart. That's always momentum that you want to bring through into day 2. So Team RGM, they've got a tough task to beat this Team NM side, but I'm pretty interested to see how they get on. A couple of other teams that it's worth bringing up while we have a moment. I mean, Monkey Shines, you were so complimentary about Todd Fan Club yesterday. Talk to us a little bit about what you remember from yesterday and what you expect to see from them today.
So what I will tell you about Todd Fan Club, you were looking for synergy, you were looking for a team effort. Todd Fan Club has that for you over and over again. Of course, we talk about Cam, we talk about Kazi, we talk about Gear. Gear just kind of hanging back a little bit. Say, you do your thing, boys. Every once in a while, come get a shot in or two. But other than that, go do your thing. Of course, Cam, folks, if you're not familiar, one of the absolute finest on the 1v1 scene. No doubt we will see what he has in store. Of course, Kazi stepping up as well. We saw, I believe, a couple of opportunities. I remember one off the top of my head where we saw a double hat trick, one for each of them. And I know, I know, everybody involved knows they've got even more in store for us today. How many we're going to see? That's the curious one. But if anybody is able to step up and stymie either of those individuals, they got a chance, but that is a tall order.
Yeah, for sure. Another team that is going to be a tall order for anyone to beat is Overlooked, playing against Acid Paradox in that first game in the winners quarterfinal. And in fact, there is a DQ timer on that one. Acid Paradox have not checked in yet. Hopefully they do. We'd love to see all 8 teams here competing, but Overlooked, a fantastic team. They started the RLCS season over in APAC, and they had a couple of rosters over there. They decided to switch sides, go over to SAM, and they have picked up an absolutely incredible roster down in SAM. I am just going to 100% make sure that I get the right people, and I've clicked on the wrong button, so the game is the game. But saying that, Overlooked are a fantastic roster, no doubt. They went without a loss yesterday. They were fantastic across all of yesterday. They're going to be one of the serious contenders for $750. But can one of these two surprise them by coming through in this top 8? It's Team NM versus Team RGM to get things kicked off for the Independence Cup on Championship Sunday. Let's go.
And we saw a number of best of 3s yesterday, but eventually as the day goes on, it will be more standard issue. Best of 5, of course, getting to those grand finals. The best of 7, however, we do have a team coming up through the lowers as well. There will be a game advantage for the individuals in the uppers, meeting the minds for Team RGM. And not the win that they were looking for, sent on down, as both of these teams understand how important it is, how critical it is for the mental to be able to get on the board first. Again, it's cliche, but it's cliche for a reason. And now in the feeling out process here in the early day, and Measy indeed 420, a little bit of love to Dignitas there, courtesy of the goal explosion. And Team NM is early, but backs against the wall here a little bit early.
Yeah, a bit of a double commit coming through from Team RGM there, but hey, if it gets the ball over the line, you won't find anybody complaining from that roster. Exactly what happens, and so they take the lead. William, this is the man who we talked about yesterday, the man who was the linchpin for Team NM. Not going to find it there, and actually, I don't think there's anyone back. There's no one back with boost at least, but William still makes a play, was the most aggressive trying to take a shot for Team NM. Immediately gets back and gets a defensive play as well. Great work. As this one comes over the top, Galaxy tries to find a player at the back post. Will be taken around. This is Measy once again, getting it in front of goal. Roma comes through to clean up. It's 2-0.
Now I'm going to rotate back around, which one of the few things that I do not do properly in-game, I assure you. But this is what I was talking about, Rhino, as far as having your back up against the wall. You saw one goal and think, what in the world are you talking about? Well, how about 2? And again, Team NM, they could only have William 1v3 the situation for so long, much like with Todd Fan Club, and Galax gonna make it 3-0, and it's one after another. I would say it's snowballing, Rhino, but we might have an avalanche before too long.
Yeah, and that's a team hat trick as well, right? Roma, Galaxy, and Measy, all with a goal each, all complementing each other, sharing the load. Great work from Team RGM to kick things off. As we mentioned, they were unbeaten yesterday. They are going to look to continue that streak for as long as possible. This ball comes into the middle. Flopper's going to be the one to send it away. We did talk a little bit about Flopper yesterday. Seemed to have individual moments, I think it's fair to say, yesterday. Didn't really seem to gel too much with the rest of his team, but the moments where he was allowed to shine and take the ball through and have possession, I was quite impressed with him yesterday. Didn't find anything on that one. Measy looks for the pass back. This one's water falling. Who can read it? Of course, it's William to send it away.
Yeah, and I will say, Floppa, as well, if he is able to find a way to find that synergy, you know, if you had to ask me who is it going to be between the other two, I think I got to look. I got to look to Floppa. You know, no shade on any of these individuals out there, of course. But like you said, Flop finding the success, crossbar down in the worst of ways for RGM, but they have continued to play that team game, taking it back to the opposite side of the pitch. No big part, and it's going to be a back pass. And this one sent out off the wall, bunched up here yet again. Team RGM taking their time, but indeed bully ball for everybody. They are not just saving it for the opposition. So a little bit of miscommunication, but they walked away unscathed for the most part.
For the most part is the key word. They have been able to show a little bit of defense there as Roma going to come through off the right-hand side. Now looking for a team pinch there. Will be intercepted by the aforementioned Flopper. He wants to get in front, not going to be able to do so. And Team RGM right now, just look at that split second quicker, and sometimes that's what costs you, right? You get a little bit inside your own head, you get beaten to the ball a few too many times, and your mental can drop because of that. There's a chance here for RGM out of the corner. Roma tries to find the one through. Will take the 100 boost, but won't be able to make too much more of that. Measy turns on the ball, though. Will find the top right corner. And that's just a simple steal and turn. Great work from Measy.
And just like this, folks, we may see orange, but right now it is all the colors. Team RGM, how about Team RGB as 4-0 on top here. Buck 45, and again, Rhino just unfortunately not able to find the team effort is Team NM. Meanwhile, RGM, they have been able to handle that. They have been able to find that synergy set up off the wall there. Not going to be able to get a shot on, however, flipping around one more time. Horizontal, that one waterfalls on down, kicks this one up, might be able to get the follow, is Galix, and indeed will do just that. 4 shots, 2 goals for the individual. However, in terms of the team play, we already saw the team hat trick. How about the team double play? Because it is on the table.
Yeah, and I will say, Monkey Shine, something I really don't like doing is wearing the sunglasses on a championship Sunday, all right? I feel like that's reserved for the opens. I feel like that's reserved for the, you know, the mornings and the times where you really could play anyone. When you're talking about a top 8 roster, a top 8 event, I think I take great sadness in donning the sunglasses when there's a Brazil on the table in top 8. Okay, it's never a nice feeling. But 5-0, 1 minute on the clock. There is time to send us on a journey to South America, especially if Team NM get a goal there. They will have it pushed away from them, and Measy trying to take it through. 18 boost and a dream. That dream might become a reality! And Measy gets his hat-trick and gets the 6th for RGM.
Hey, trip to Rio's a trip to Rio, my guy. I don't care what it happens. You got to appreciate it. We all need a good vacay, good holiday every once in a while. And hey, absolutely get that sleep and get that rest in while you can. Although you'll see that goose egg on the board, you think Team NM may be sleeping a bit too much. When is the alarm going to pop off? May have caught the snooze button way too many times. Just unfortunately not able to really find somebody to step up alongside William. And William has been quiet himself on the day, but that has been the struggle that this crew in Team NM has found. And William, meeting of the minds in violent fashion, not quite a demo, but just equally as fierce off that bump. This one's sent away, coming across mid now is Floppa. Looking to be able to get that touch. Sure enough, is wants the 100, going to be able to get the 100. And again, just such a struggle right now as, again, chasing after for the bumps. And I'm not hating this at all for Team RGM. This is part of what has denied Team NM here in the early going. Just you want to prevent synergy. Just get all up in your opposition's grill. So it doesn't matter if it's William, it doesn't matter if it's Flop, it doesn't matter if it's any of them. It's gonna be a struggle. And right now, Team NM, they are down a game. They need 2 to win this series, and they have not scored once.
Yeah, it's worth mentioning as well that for this round, they're all best of 3s. For the winners semi-final, they'll all be best of 3s, and then we move into the best of 5s and best of 7s a little bit later on. We'll make sure to bring that news to you as we get there. But for now, it's very simple. Win 2 games of Rocket League and you're through to the winners semi-final. And right now, RGM are halfway there. They got their first game on the board. They're looking for the second here. Monkey Shines. Team NM, what do they need to do? They've come out They've been absolutely slapped about 6-0. It's been pretty rough. They've got to come in with a different mindset into game 2, right?
Yep, absolutely. I think what we saw for one side, I think it would be good for the other. And I often hear this, but I think it is true in this case. I think the bully ball is the way to go because if one team's going to knock you around, you cannot afford them the opportunity to do that unfettered. You absolutely have to bring that back to them. And ultimately, what that may do is actually clear out ways for William to do this, the short form content that we saw countless times yesterday, or at least, hey, one of the three, it doesn't matter. If you're able to clear out that net, if somebody's there with an open net, by all means, take advantage of it. I don't care what nameplate is above the head. It is so critical, however, so critical for the mental of this crew, for Team NM, not just for this game, but for the duration of the event, however long that they are in it, to be able to get this dub, to be able, again, dare I say, to be able to get on the board here first in a hurry, at least within this first minute, assuming they can stop Team RGM from doing so a couple of times. And as I say that, indeed, another demo passed out by the team in orange.
Yeah, and that bully ball style, one that my co-caster enjoys very much. Coming through from Team RGM so far. That clearance be in over on that right-hand side, looking to take it down the right wing. Now an opportunity, top corner, found as well! And Justin finds the underside of the bar and gets Team NM one up.
May not be the Justin we are all familiar with, but in this case, the Justin that Team NM absolutely adores. And right there, Rhino, that is what I am talking about. The response right out of the gate, not even 30 seconds into regulation. Absolutely crucial if Team NM, again, not only wants to win this game, but this series and continue on well past it. But yeah, to be able to step up and as well see a name that is not William. I think if you're Team NM, you gotta love that. Again, you want to get William engaged, of course, but that is something you can do over time, finding a way to get the other two engaged, as now, maybe, and just looking for another one that would get sent away. But I'm loving this for Team NM, be able to get on the board first, and it is so important for them right now to be happy about the fact that you have denied a team that scored 6 on you last time around. You're a minute in, they haven't scored once. See if they can get a denial here yet again. Can Team NM. And sure enough, they have. Right on. Excellent start for them.
Just waiting for that caster curse to come true, and that was very close there. That one comes off the base, off the corner. Measy goes over the top. 11 boost in a dream this time. Won't get there, but that one's going to waterfall. A deft touch would have been enough. It's not going to be found, and Team RGM maybe taking a few too many liberties with this, maybe getting a little bit fancy with it. Thinking that they have this one locked in. A team bump comes through as well. Galax going to try and go top shelf. In the end, it's more towards the middle of the goal. But, well, it took a little while. But the caster curse still came through. It's 1-1, Team RGM. They are back level with 3 minutes 20 to go.
Now, one thing that I have noticed here, I know you've seen it as well, the bumps, the team bumps for Team RGM, that's something that's going to come back to bite them, I feel, over the course of this game and quite possibly this series. We saw it game number 1. They had plenty of space, plenty of room for error, but now Team NM able to get on the board for the first time this series, maybe looking for another back pass. No, takes it over and into the corner, and there is another bump. We have seen, I think, right now, countless pinch attempts, and none have been especially successful. However, Galax getting on the board here yet again. One thing that has been successful for them, and I will give flowers where they are due, they have been able to go fully horizontal. They've been able to go fully vertical, just pull themselves to one side of the pitch to the other, play very, very wide, and now they find themselves on top by 3 minutes left to go.
Yeah, and it's worth pointing out that there has been a disconnect, whether it's a crash or a DC or an internet problem, whatever it happens to be. There is a player missing from the Team NM roster. They are currently playing a 2v3, and I like RGM for doing this, right? They've given them that goal back because that disconnect did come through before the goal was scored. So they're going to give them that goal back. They're going to see if they can wait for this player to come through. But unfortunately, that is N Justin. Oh, and we're just going to come back to us. I mean, the lobby isn't going to reset, I wouldn't think. I believe the rule is that because a goal was scored, you kind of just have to play it out. But we'll see what the admins want to do, and Dan's going to put us right back in as we do wait for N Justin to recalibrate to bring his PC back. But most commonly, more often than not, Monkey Shines, we've seen it a few times, not just in RLCS, but in a majority of Rocket League tournaments as a whole. There is a rule that if there is a disconnect after a goal is scored, there's no resetting of that lobby. We just keep playing.
Yeah, we just keep on keeping on. It is officially a 2v3 situation. Although, to be fair, for Team NM, if you want one player to be out there, if you got to pick one of the three to stay there, hey, he's out there. William out there with Justy. Now, that one going to be kicked high. And again, William, I think in this situation, may be able to handle business, but no, instead sent away. And William, I think this only puts more pressure on him, though. But hey, if there's anybody who's been able to go out there, be cool as a cucumber, it seems to be that man, William. However, again, the numbers game eventually breaking down. Measy able to take control. A little bit of sleight of hand on that one. And my goodness, able to get that lead. And it's unfortunate, Rhino, when we see this. You, of course, want to have the full 3v3, but like you said, it'd be like that sometimes. 3 on the pitch, 3 on the scoreboard, 2, or excuse me, on the scoreboard, 2 on the other. It's so very frustrating. But hey, that's what we go with. And I have no doubt, honestly, Team NM, they are capable. I want to see them do this, and I think they can.
Yeah, I think they can as well. But it's also worth mentioning this is not the first time that N. Justin has left his teammates high and dry. Yesterday, there was a disconnect from him. Admittedly, it was a little bit towards the end of the game, and he's just going to start clip farming now. But yeah, N. Justin, he did have a crash yesterday as well. Same thing happened. We just got to keep playing through it. As I said, I think it was in the final 60 seconds of the game. It didn't really come back to haunt his team too much. But this one certainly is going to feel pretty rough if Team NM do get sent down to the lower bracket with this loss. But at the same time, I guess that's a positive, right? This isn't an elimination match. No one's leaving the event with this game. It is just a longer way to get to the grand final once you lose this one.
It is. It tests your mettle a fair bit. That one's going to be off. And I'll say, honestly, for Team NM, this is really not the worst thing. That would be William being gone. But the way Team RGM has been playing, it has been a full team effort. We saw it on that last goal. And again, when you don't have one individual that has been popping off, one person to focus on, now setting up towards center here yet again, William able to steal that one away, looking maybe for another back pass, carry out across, not going to be able to get it, as again, we actually do see a third back there for Team RGM. So right now, I mean, able to hang in kind of sort of, just not enough to deny consistently. Is now Justy, that one going to be taken away in terms of possession. And again, RGM do believe they'll be able to, at the very least, run the clock out. If Team NM has something for us, if William has something extra special for us, now would be the time to bust it out. That one gets away. That might be the dagger. No, instead able to get a nice little save there by Justin. But ultimately, Rhino, I think we may have seen the full complement. We could be talking about a tie ball game, maybe a different outcome. But right now, that one off the back wall, it will touch. And like I said, it's frustrating for me, but I will say I appreciate the sportsmanship that we did see, and William going to be able to get one. Do appreciate the sportsmanship that we did see on getting the second goal in.
Yeah, there you go. So the disconnect, I mean, it happened, with maybe 3 minutes left in the game, which, I mean, yeah, when you're leaving your team with that long, it's pretty rough out there. So the situation is that there's no reset, technical pauses don't exist in Rocket League until in between games. So we're here, and this is the hand that we have been dealt. But just to bring you some updates from around the rest of the top 8, $100 beats Team Squid on the top half of this top 8 bracket. So $100 through to the winner semi-final. They will play the winner of Todd Fan Club versus Sisty Sassy, which is being played out right now. Of course, we have just seen that Team RGM go through into that winner semi-final on the lower side. They will play the winner of Overlooked versus Acid Paradox. We're going to take some time to get those results in, and we will be bringing you the winners semi-final. $100 versus the winner of Todd Fan Club versus Sisty Sassy coming up after this short break. See you in a moment.
The third annual Independence Cup presented by Q90 is made possible with support from Bank of America. Bank of America's investment in communities extends further than their financial support locations. Whether it's supporting local nonprofits like Ability 360, or lending to small businesses that keep our economy running, Bank of America is committed to keeping our community healthy, stronger, and connected. What would you like the power to do? Ability 360 would like to thank Bank of America for helping fuel our 2025 Independence Cup.
That is just a glimpse of Ability 360's wheelchair basketball team traveling to compete. It's an essential element to keeping competitive in this sport. Your donation today can help directly support Ability 360's teams and programs, allowing athletes to continue to play, travel, and compete in tournaments. Again, visit ability360.org/donate. That's ability360.org/donate. Today, Monkey Shines, we are back, which means we got some more Rocket League action coming up for us. Winners semi-final, Todd Fan Club versus $100. What a day, what a game this should be.
I mean, two round bolt, but yes, Todd Fan Club and $100. Very excited about this. You know, we talked about Todd Fan Club earlier on in the stream, and here we go. And Team RGM playing Overlooked as well. You mentioned them, so some exciting teams able to get through the uppers. And I'm sure we'll probably see a bit more of Todd Fan Club. However, if you are not familiar, here is your opportunity. Again, Cam, Kazi, and Gear having themselves a tremendous day. $100, however, looking solid as well. That one right against that tactical backflip, but again, right in front of that, absolutely the last thing you want to hear if you are a $100 fan in that case. And the follow-up is Kazi looking for the send away, but a fine shot back of the net, 1-0.
17 seconds for a caster curse, $100 looking good, and they immediately concede due to a defensive mistake. Love that from you. Keep it up for the rest of the day, my friend. This one comes off that right-hand side. Tom Fan Club 1-0 up, looking for the double. Not going to happen this time, and there's a third-man push. It might actually work. Camster at the angle. Camster finds the finish. They double their lead, 2-0.
All right. Hey, shake it off early.
Yep.
If you are a $100 fan, shake it off early. But again, Todd Fan Club coming into this one looking as fantastic as they did yesterday. Not especially shocking that, but again, just got to find a way to stem the tide to stop the bleeding here in the early going. Not even a minute in, we're talking about a 2-0 situation, maybe 3. And no, instead, again, you want to talk about mini victories. I think the fact that we are not talking 3 is a dub in and of itself there for $100. We're going to be sent across mid here yet again, looking for the team play. Maybe a double to be had. No, instead it is the clear of the carry for $100.
Yeah, it is. You're absolutely right there, Monkey Shines, as well. It's all about stemming the bleeding. It's all about making sure that 2 is as many as they get before you score again. $100. I mean, we mentioned it before we came through into this game, certainly before the break. These are 2 teams that are undefeated. These are 2 teams that don't know what losing means so far this weekend. So one of them is going to find out. And at the moment, it looks like it's going to be $100, but that's a great save coming through from McLean. Now there's a chance to get that clearance away, but the defense is starting to look strong from $100. I need to see their offense starting to look just as strong, and right now it doesn't.
And one other thing that you're probably going to see a number of times today, as often as we see Todd Fan Club, it is probably going to be that air dribble bump from Cam. Again, the 1v1 fiend that he is, and that shot not going to be on. I want to talk about tremendous defense. There it is, but maybe another opportunity. No, instead sent away here yet again from one side of the pitch to the other. That shot will not be on, but again, that is something you have to be cognizant of if you are $100, that yes, they can strike from literally anywhere, but yet it seems to have slowed down a bit for them. I just can't stop it. I'm sure $100 big fan of me at this point, crying out loud.
Someone take his mic away. Just you know what? It might be time. But no, seriously, Todd Fan Club. Listen, they are just getting those offensive plays right now. They're able to really take advantage of every little mistake that $100 is making. I almost did it. It was almost me. No, he's infected me. This one off the left-hand side, an opportunity for a 4th. It's not coming through. McLean turns defense into offense. Double touches. Does not find it, but someone does. Hazy finishes, and there's a goal back for $100. Here we go.
Hazy able to get through the smoke, and again on the board for the first time. But a tremendous team play. We of course already saw it from Todd Fan Club in this game, in this series. Of course, we saw it yesterday. But to be able to respond like that right now, I think it speaks volume. And you say, all right, we've done it once, we can do it again. Maybe a little something there to flick away, but no, instead that one in the nose of the defense. So $100 again, able to rebound well there, and they still have just south of an entire half of regulation to go, and almost just south of an entire half of regulation to go, and almost again that air dribble bump, it does return. Need to be so aware that it is in the car.
Unclear. It might be a Discord crash. It might be an OBS crash, but the
We got
live
Dan
stream is
back.
back alive. We've got Dan back. He's muted himself. Okay.
He's muted. All right.
Well, we need this for the stream, mate, if possible. Thank you. Y'all
There
can
we
see
are.
what's going
All right.
on, though.
Yeah, it has been. Look, if the game continues on, and that is the important nature of the whole thing. $100 not able to get on the board again, but send the time. Beg pardon. It goes from one end of the pitch to the other, and it's going to be hazy one more time. And at this point, Monkey Shines, if you can keep talking about the other team, that would be absolutely amazing.
Yeah. Absolutely. The caster curse. 5 goals, 5 caster curses. It seems to be the hammer that Monkey Shines is wielding so far today. This one now going to be cleared away again, and a chance for an equalizer doesn't come yet, and that's a good save coming through from Gear. We mentioned it yesterday. He's more of that third man, sitting back, making sure to get those defensive plays, but he might go down the other end. Camster tries to take a shot. Will be pushed away as McLean now up the right-hand side. We thought this was going to be a blowout. We thought this was going to be a wash with 3-0, and I tell you something, Monkey Shines, that has not come to pass. It's Hudev to get the equalizer, $100 right back in line with Todd Fan Club.
So I'm not going to lie. If I had another moment, I was going to talk about the surgical defense of Todd Fan Club. It's just we're reading each other's minds, and that's fantastic.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a power that I had, but here we are. It is indeed 3-all, but yes, to the credit of $100. Being able to respond, I think we come into this one, we expect Todd Fan Club to be the odds-on favorite. Well, at least I do. Whatever it is with this roster. But $100, able to respond like this, game number 1. Really they're gonna hate me for this. Really speaks to how well they are able to respond, not slumping their shoulders. I said, well, we're probably done here. No, they continue on, and again, just speaks to the mental they have. Just speaks to the the friendship, to the ability to play that they have. However, Kazi, we're gonna follow up on that one, but no, not gonna be able to. Is $100. Look, I said the joke yesterday. It's a low hanging fruit. I'm gonna say it again. Already looking like $1 million.
Yes, sir. Well, we've used that early in the first game of this day,
Yes,
so that's a shame.
challenging us.
But we are. We need to use other things. You're right. The easy puns, you got to use them early so that you're not tempted to use them again. I like it. McLean down the right-hand side. He's got the beating of 1. He's not got the beating of a second. That's a big save. And Todd Fan Club almost were on the receiving end of a loss after going 3-0 up so early in the game. Almost ended 4-3, and it might still do the same. 0 seconds on the board. The ball kept alive, and eventually it will drop. We have OT in game 1.
We do, FTC folks, for the countdown here. Game number 1. It has been really the antithesis of what we saw yesterday, sir. I mean, there were some blowouts, there were some rough goes, but this one in our game number 1, best of 3. Shame, honestly, I think that we don't get a best of 5. But I gotta ask, Rhino, in this case, who are you looking for from both ends of the pitch to be able to get the shot?
Well, it's a good thing you didn't throw to me 0.2 seconds earlier, because I was going to say Camster until he absolutely whifferonied on that one as this one comes off the backboard. No, but me personally, Cam is talked about a lot. That's the man I was about to bring up. Kazi right there, finding the bottom left-hand corner, the Iceman for Todd Fan Club. Time and time again, when they've needed something extra, when they've needed something that maybe we've not seen from someone before, Kazi's been the man to bring that through. So he finds the bottom left corner. Todd Fan Club, I mean, they could have almost been on the end of an embarrassment there, going 3-0 up and then getting all the way pushed back to a 4-3 stanza. That would have played with my mental. I don't know about them, but my head would be absolutely spinning if I was in that situation.
The word I think there is survival as well, less a win and more just being able to get through. Like you said, hey, we're good. We got plenty of space. Wait, what? We're in an overtime, Santa. What is this? But hey, you got the dub. It's a best of 3. Doesn't matter how you win. Doesn't matter if it's by 3. Doesn't matter if it's by 1 in OT. Todd Fan Club just needing one more to be able to advance.
Yeah, they do. And remember, this is double elimination. This is the winner's semi-finals. So whoever does end up losing this series, they will not be leaving the tournament. They will still have a chance at that $750 first place prize. This one now off the right-hand side. 4 minutes 40 to go already, and starting to see this one with a little bit of a slower start. As far as goals go, it's still very much aggressive from Todd Fan Club. Well, the caster curse has transferred officially for Monkey Shines. Here we go. Talking about the fact that we've got a slower start, and Kazi, well, he wants to remind us just who the damn hell he is.
Well, I want to say as well for Kazi, when we haven't talked about Cam, Kazi's been the one that has stepped up, has been able to really lead the charge. At times, of course, got that OT killing shot as well. So I think it really bodes well for TFC to be able to have, two individuals that can be so very deadly. We talked about the couple of hat tricks we saw, and of course, Gear able to come through in the clutch as well. But that is the struggle that you have against this team, that really anybody can be so deadly. But now Cancer coming from midfield, but no, popped away now off the back wall by $100. So back and forth this one goes, right? I don't think we're going to see the 3-0 situation we did previously, he says. And then there's a situation, no doubt. But I will say it has been far more even-handed, more even-keeled here in the early going.
Does certainly feel that way. $100, maybe just taking a moment to warm up in that game number one. And warm now. Gear making that one work from absolutely nothing. And he might have set his team up for success here. Not quite. Camster flies by. And $100 have the counter. They have the pass, but blocked away beautifully by that defensive stalwart of Gear for Todd Fan Club, doing, well, as far as they're concerned, the Lord's work, and a big pinch away from Kazi.
And what I enjoyed there, not only do you slow things down, not only do you get possession, but able to sneak past. That is just tremendous work there. No pressure, ice in your veins there on the goal line. That is such a struggle, I think, for so many people. They just think, I got to get it away. I got to take the shot. And how about taking the shot by Hezi to be able to bring this one even at one? And the bumpage is there. Again, what is good for orange is good for blue. Disorientation courtesy of the bumps.
Yeah, but I also want to say that's a fantastic fake at the near post. I don't know whether he intended to shoot it or not, but either way, it sent the defense into disarray, leaving an easier shot in the backlines, and that's going to do it. Hazy for $100, able to... I actually was almost going to say 100... No, that was 100% that time. I almost said 100%, which of course is the wonderful EU organization that have been getting involved with. We're getting off track because Camster's just banging them in the net, 2-1.
Keeping each other in check, but also keeping the defense in check is Todd Fan Club. So a nice little response there, and that's one thing I really appreciate about both of these teams right now is, again, they have not slumped their shoulders, they have not reserved themselves to any one thing. They just continue on, and that is the true mark of a champion, the true mark of an individual that, if I forget $100, how about far more, hundreds more dollars there at the top of the totem pole today, but actually teed up right in front of the net by Camster. And you want to talk about a cardinal sin, always the case in once if you are the opposition, but instead teed up by TFC, having an amazing amount of fun. So we saw a 3-1 scenario previously, so now for $100, it's time to tie it up again.
Yeah, well, if as you mentioned, yeah, we didn't see the 3-0, but we do see the 3-1. And with half the game still to be played, this is when we expect to see $100 start to turn on the afterburners and maybe start to work their way into the game based on what we saw in game number one. But Todd Fan Club, have they learned their lesson? Have they decided, you know what? We know what you're going to do. We know that the second half of the game is where you shine. Are they going to be able to shut it down? Not with bumps like that coming through. They're not. That's the bottom right corner. Hazy gets a goal back for $100. The answer resoundingly from Todd Fan Club is no.
We do, in fact, love to see it able to hang on, clear things out with a bulldozer bump. And honestly, Rhino, it's something that I've seen so many teams not appropriately implement into their game plan. It makes so much sense to be able to cut back, whether it's on the wall, whether it's at the goal line, just clear the folks out of the way. And we are talking indeed about a tie ball game, courtesy of McClain. And my goodness, good sir, 2 minutes left to go here, and we are tied up here. I don't think we're stopping at 6 total.
Yeah, I mean, the realistic part of the matter is this is not just 2 minutes, it's 120 seconds, which obviously is exactly the same length of time, but it sounds so different when you put it in those two contexts, right? You start to think about every single second as a moment, as an opportunity to score and get your team in the lead. And this is an opportunity here, but it will go by the wayside for the moment as this ball back into the middle in the possession of Todd Fan Club. Not for long. Hazy down the left side. McLean going to jump up for that one into the middle, looking to dunk it down. A demo in the back lines and a save in the front lines means that Todd Fan Club, well, they're still level for the moment. Not for long. What a save! Camster keeps the scores level.
Gorgeous patience one more time on the goal line. We've seen it from both of these teams. They have not stressed out. There have been times when, the other team has been able to break through, surely, but again, really testament to how they've been able to hone in, flick away, but denial. Another fantastic save. This one by Gear, however. Demo Memo passed out. Fresh ink in the printer. Offer going to be met now by $100. Rushing up one more time, looking for the redirect. Pop up now is Gear, looking to carry, and maybe a 1v1 situation. No, 2v1 deletion is there. One demo, two demo, $100. Avoiding yet another shot on, and Rhino, this one is picked up in a hurry.
Yeah, let me tell you something. Whichever team loses this series, I'm pretty sure this won't be the last time we see them on stream. Two very high-level squads taking to the field here. 30 seconds remain. McLean waiting on it, waiting for the 100 boost. Demo comes out. McLean tries to turn the corner, and he's got Hudev waiting. And that could be the goal to send us to game number 3.
And honestly, even with 24 seconds left to go on this one, I don't know that we're done seeing another score. Maybe we get sent to another OT stands. I have no idea. I have been waiting, honestly, for a kickoff goal here. I don't think it's against Griffin. What if it could possibly get it? But my goodness, what a game this has been. What a series this has been. And with 20 seconds left to go here, we may very well be headed to a game number 3. Oh, so appropriate it would be, but the rush is on for Todd Fan Club. Maybe one more time, though. Gets the touch, looking for the carry. Is $100 out there. Set up, maybe. No, not going to be a shot instead. Hudev. Oh, that one gets away, but Hayes going to take this one over into the corner. Now zeros on the clock. Maybe one more shot for Todd Fan Club. Set back down. And what a save. Absolutely crucial, critical, amazing save there off the freaking charts. That level of defense, S tier, ladies and gentlemen.
I mean, Hudev has kept $100 in the upper bracket. That's what's just happened there.
Yes.
That is absolutely incredible. Overtime looked like it was looming. The pass inside was perfect. The ball kept up off the floor. The top corner found. But who is there to get the block? Who is there to get the save? Hudev makes sure that $100 still have a chance. And Todd Fan Club are going to be wondering how there wasn't a second OT in as many games.
Again, so appropriate that we're here, and I'm here for the overtime stanzas, but what I am also here for is our game number 3 and a best of, and right now, I mean, again, I don't know about you. I'm looking for a best of 5. I'm looking for a best of 7. I don't care what happens. I wouldn't exactly be sad if we got to see this again in the grand finals, but Camps are going to kick off the scoring here. 442 carried out across, popped up, and the score looking for a bump if at all necessary. It was not. Just a banger by Cam to make it 1-0.
Do just get the feeling that, oh my goodness, this is absolutely insane and could really go either way. Todd Fan Club take the lead, but well, that doesn't tell you anything about the way this story is going, because the way that $100 in the last 2 games have been able to wake up in the second half of a game. I almost don't consider this to be actual Rocket League play, right? This is almost $100 giving themselves some description of a handicap before they start actually playing once that 2.5-minute timer hits the clock. I don't get it, but Todd Fan Club 2-0 up. They're looking like they're cruising. They will not feel like that in 4 minutes' time.
We're officially going into the false sense of security defense, and oh my goodness, heck of an angle, but gonna be denied. So again, ladies and gentlemen, if you have not caught the beginning 2 games of this one, you see 2-0 and you think we are done here. Not at all, not by any stretch of the imagination. We have seen 3-0 go up in smoke. We've seen an overtime game. We almost saw another one, except for tremendous defense from Hudev actually denying us that opportunity. Instead, game number 3, and it is getting feisty here in the early going. Of course, $100, a team right now that honestly, I think just about any other team that we've seen thus far, I think, man, down 2 against Todd Fan Club, we may be done here, but absolutely not.
No, maybe down 3. No, that's a great save by McLean. Gets it back up the other end, and Camster, as you mentioned, the 1v1 specialist, trying to break through. Got past one, but then couldn't get past the second. McLean the ball high. Gear going to send it away. Doesn't have a lot of boost to work with, so he's going to need help, and he gets it from Camster. It's another 50. Ball over to that back corner. No one from $100 is there. Kazi, given a bit of time, decides to go under it. Doesn't quite get back to the ball in time, and Todd Fan Club already being pushed back before that 2.5-minute mark. So I'm getting a little bit concerned for them right now because $100, they're warming up a little early in this one.
Indeed, about 3 minutes left to go in this one. Not able to get on the board just yet. There's still tons of time here in regulation. We saw how fast and furious the scoring could be in the previous 2 games. However, set out there, that one does not have to be a banger. Following up on that one, instead pop up, looking at waterfall, carry out across now by Hudev, the defensive stalwart indeed. Gonna cut back now, picking up pennies, rushes over. Once that 100, gonna be able to get it. However, Kazi with the send away, and honestly, Todd Fan Club at this point, Rano, by all means, move the ball around the pitch, kill a little bit of time. Right now, the clock is your best friend.
Yeah, absolutely. It certainly is. And now we've played half the game, but hang on a moment. It's that special time of the game where $100 start finding their groove. And top right corner almost snipes there. They don't find the conversion, but Hazy looking for a teammate over to the left-hand side, intercepted, and Hudev now try and send it away. He's with a player, but really get much else done. Doesn't have any boost, so he's just going to have to try and disrupt. Disrupt he does. McLean moving forwards, gets the reset, gets the pass, pushed away. And is there anyone back on defense? There is one. Kazi, can he beat him? Oh, but what a save by McLean to keep it at 2-0.
The goal line defense that we have seen from $100, absolutely gorgeous on multiple occasions. Again, it denies a second straight overtime right there. It denies 3-0, and even though the clock ticking down, $100 still a threat to bring this one even, and that is their focus right now. Not the 3 that they need to win, the 2 that they need to bring things even, but feisty TFC has been in the moment. Hudev kicks this one away, but going to be bumped out of the way, looking for the air dribble. Not going to be able to follow up on it. And now $100, not going to be able to kick that one back in either. Able to get possession is TFC. Again, juke and jiving, ends up losing possession, but again, $100 not able to convert on any just yet.
And I tell you something, we are going to take a look at the bracket after this game before the next break, because we have got some updates for you, but we will wait until this game is finished. 60 seconds to go until that happens, unless $100 can find 2 goals, or maybe they require 3. No, big save from Hudev, once again being that defensive stalwart, but Gear comes through, finds the pass to Camster, he gets saved away. First up is $100 player, and that's missed, and there's a chance, and it's away again. $100 defense is scrambly, but it's keeping them out. The problem is they need some offense to go their way if they're going to keep this game going.
Yeah, it's been a swarming defense, but TFC been able to put them on their heels, forcing them to get back to that point in the first place, not allowing them to get on the opposite side of the pitch too much. That carry not going to be able to get past either. So TFC, the lockdown that we have seen from them, incredibly impressive, Rhino. And in this one, as back and forth as the series has been overall, I mean, you get that 2-0 lead. We talked about it early on. You know, it doesn't necessarily mean anything in terms of where the game was going to go, but the fact that they have been able to lock down their defense, as Camps are going to make it 3, 0s on the clock. TFC getting the dub. And that game, honestly, the most lopsided that we have seen, and still $100 look pretty solid there at the end. Not getting the dub, ultimately hadn't gone down to the lowers, but still, I'm down for a longer series with these 2 teams.
Oh yeah, absolutely, as well we should be. And we're not going to see that right now, but that doesn't mean that we won't see it a little bit later on in the stream. Talking about later on in the stream, I understand that we are going to have to get the next game underway very, very soon because, well, everyone's waiting for us. But if I can ask production to potentially bring up the bracket graphic, we will take you through exactly what has happened. And there you see it. Thank you so much, Todd Fan Club. Do take that victory 2-1, go through to the winners finals. They will play the highest ranked team in this competition, Overlooked Esports, beating Team RGM in a sweep 2-0. And that is going to be an absolute barnstormer. Meanwhile, in the losers bracket, Sisty Sassy knockout team Squid. They were the first team eliminated from this event. And there has been a result in that other game as well. Acid Paradox will march on. They will play $100 in the losers quarterfinal. They beat Team NM also in a sweep. So that's going to do it for us. Those are all the updates. We've got another intermission coming your way. When we come back, it's the winners final. It's going to be Todd Fan Club versus Overlooked Esports. You won't want to miss it. See you soon.
The third annual Independence Cup presented by Q90 is made possible with support from Bank of America. Bank of America's investment in communities extends further than their financial support locations. Whether it's supporting local nonprofits like Ability 360 or lending to small businesses that keep our economy running, Bank of America is committed to keeping our community healthy, stronger, and connected. What would you like the power to do? Ability 360 would like to thank Bank of America for helping fuel our 2025 Independence Cup. The third annual Independence Cup presented by Q90 is made possible with support from Gust Rosenfeld. With over a century of legal excellence in Arizona, Gust Rosenfeld draws upon their long-standing experience in a variety of practice areas for clients ranging from Fortune 100 companies to public entities, private-held companies, and individuals. Gust Rosenfeld is honored to have a firm partner serving on the Ability 360 Board of Directors, furthering their commitment to the mission. Thank you to Gust Rosenfeld for helping fuel the 2025 Independence Cup. For over 40 years, Ability 360 has provided a vast array of programs and services to support the independence of people with disabilities under our three key pillars: advocacy, independence, and equality. As a nonprofit organization and the state's largest center for independent living, we offer group and one-on-one services that focus on ability versus disability. Ability 360 aims to provide opportunities for people of all ages with all types of disabilities. Some of our programs include information referral, peer support, non-medical based home care services, sports and fitness programs, home modifications, and employment services. To learn more about our services and how you can support our mission, please visit our website at ability360.org. The third annual Independence Cup presented by Q90 is made possible with support from Guild Mortgage. Guild Mortgage is dedicated to making homeownership a reality through personalized service and fostering strong, inclusive communities where everyone can thrive and achieve their dreams. Their commitment to community impact ensures that every individual has the opportunity to build a secure and fulfilling future. Ability 360 would like to thank Guild Mortgage for helping fuel the 2025 Independence Cup.
My name is Diego Suazo. I play offensive tackle for the Ability 360 Cardinals wheelchair football team. When I first got injured, sports was the first thing that I got into. It's always an escape. That's why I love sports. It's always just an escape from your everyday trials and tribulations that you always have. Being in a wheelchair, having a disability, being a paraplegic, you have a lot more things that are going on beneath the surface that you don't see. I served during the first Gulf War in the United States Navy. I was a firefighter, damage controlman, so shipboard firefighting. 24 years old, I was at a New Year's Eve party, and we were there for not more than 5-10 minutes. A fight broke out. I went to go break it up, and a guy took a swing at me. Me and him got into an altercation, and his buddy came and shot me in the back. I knew right away. I remember looking to my right, to my left, and started losing my balance, and I went to take a step back, and my foot didn't move, and I knew right away. Just having to relearn everything, and this is one thing I like about sports is I get to talk to some of these newer guys and these guys that are newer injuries, and you see that they're having issues with stuff, and you're able to kind of pass on, let them know that there is a light at the end of that tunnel. Because it can be dark there for a while. The misconception I think with most people is they don't think that the guys that are out there playing are actual athletes. They think they're just guys in wheelchairs. Poor guy on the side in the wheelchair, but when you actually come and watch and see see what these guys can do, yeah, they're athletes. With football, you get to take it out a little bit more because you get to actually go hit somebody. Next weekend, we fly out to Kansas City and going to play at Arrowhead Stadium. I think we're going to do well. I think we learned a lot from our last tournament, and I think we're going to move the ball a lot more efficiently, and yeah, I think we're going to do a lot better.
Cards fly on 3. 1, 2, 3. Cards fly! Let's go!
And they're scared, bro, I'm telling you. They ain't ready for what's about to happen. Cards fly loud as hell. 1, 2, 3, cards fly! Let's go!
The reason it's so important is because of this right here. Listen to the people talking. They're excited. They're happy. I mean, this is camaraderie at its finest. It's good stuff. People love it. I mean, being in a chair can be a hard thing, but when you get around some people that are positive and motivated and just want to get after it, man, it brings out the life in you.
You can see that these athletes are not messing around. The Ability 360 wheelchair football team is just one of the many programs and teams your donations today will directly support. Being the only wheelchair football team in Arizona means that travel, while expensive, is essential. With your donation, you can help ensure our players can keep competing, keep traveling, and attending tournaments. Visit ability360.org/donate. That's ability360.org/donate today. Thank you so much for all of your donations. We're back, myself and Monkey Shines, and my goodness, we're going to determine a grand final entrant, Monkey Shines. Todd Fan Club versus Overlooked.
We are, and we have seen a ton of Todd Fan Club. They've been absolutely amazing, but we talked a little bit before the break. We talked a little bit earlier on in the broadcast. Overlooked, they have, let's say, they've been overlooked by the stream at all. We just haven't had the opportunity to see them as of yet, but I guarantee you, ladies and gentlemen, guarantee you, it will be well worth the wait. Might we see them twice here in the winter final and the grand final? We shall see, but Todd Fan Club, they got a chance, absolutely, but it's going to be hard-earned if they can win.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you something. Listen, we didn't get to Overlooked yesterday, which was a shame. Today, I'll be honest, 100% honest with stream. we have kind of avoided Overlooks because we knew we would get the chance to see them a little bit later on in the day. We knew this was going to become their position. I mean, Pluto, Ian, and Unbroken, a trio of players who consistently, not just a one-off, not just a flash in the pan, consistently top 12 in SAM qualification opens, Open 4, Open 5, and Open 6 of RLCS 2025. This roster, this team is arguably the #1 seed of the entire tournament, and Todd Fan Club have got their hands full with this roster. But once again, we go into a game, Monkey Shines, where both teams are undefeated here this weekend.
We do. And for Todd Fan Club, I mean, they've got a dynamic duo in Cam and Kazi. Although I think in this we might need to see a little bit more of Gear, though, to his credit, has played really well, very, very well, tremendously well as that back third. I'm curious to see if we don't. But again, I think that duo of Kazi and Cam, I think it can lead the charge. I think it can lead the way for Total Fan Club. But I think similar to what we've seen them do before in not Total Todd Fan Club, I think something similar to that, if they are able to get that early lead, and in some cases not just hold it, but hold onto it and kind of say be a handicap before for $100. I think to be able to give themselves some distance, because ultimately rapid fire SAM offense, it's not a question of stopping. It's trying to contain it for how long you can. And again, Overlook, like you said, these are maybe the heaviest of hitters that we are going to see. Very excited to see them. But for TFC, this is going to be a monumental challenge, but not one that they can't handle.
Yeah, and it now seems to be kind of an Independence Cup tradition that there is a professional team that come through and fight for the title. This time, it is Overlook's Todd Fan Club. Well, if they thought $100 was a tough competition, they're about to be surprised. But Kazi going to go up to try and get this one. Does get bumped off the play, and the clearance does come through. Overlooks, as I mentioned earlier, consist of Unbroken, Pluto, and Ian Pinheiro. See what they can do. But at the moment, it's Todd Fan Club in the ascendancy. Gear going to go over the top. Not going to get a second opportunity. And Overlooks come back down the other end of the field and look to take a shot. Good save coming through there.
Another thing I think Todd Fan Club has going for them is they have had their defense properly tested by $100. So being able to find a situation like this where you have, like you said, a team of this caliber, it will probably end up saving you. However, not gonna save you there. Unbroken, nothing, breaking through the defense, able to get on the board here. Marvelous work. And just a bit off there, but just a step fast. And that's something I think that Todd Fan Club is going to have to be aware of over the course of this one. They might have to pre-jump a little bit faster, a pre-jump quite possibly, to take down Overlook, but they get on the board first.
Yeah, that's a rough one there from Camster. And those kind of mistakes when you play against a team like Overlook, they are always going to take advantage, and they do with that one as well. Overlook trying to break downfield, but good cut by Gear. Camster coming across off the left-hand side. It's an opportunity in front of goal. But they tried to pre-jump, Monkey Shines. They tried to go for the early challenge. Didn't work out on that occasion, but a demo comes through. Overlooks are going to still break downfield. The Todd Fan Club should be able to get possession back. They don't. Gear has to get down for that one. And the save does come through with just under a minute and a half played.
Gear locking down on the back line, on the goal line, as he absolutely must. Carry over from Kazi over to Cam. Not going to find it as Cam, able to get that touch directly at mid. The pinch away between one and the other in terms of teamwork. But again, able to lock down a fair bit more. Like you said, a little bit too fast there on that first score for Overlook, for the Todd Fan Club defense. But now they've kind of been able to slow things down here a little bit. Feistiness coming out to play is now Kazi trying to sneak this one past that one off the dome and try to take possession here as Overlook. They're going to be able to do that. Carry off the wall, able to sneak it past Gear. Dangerous spot. That might be a setup there for a score. No, instead, the redirect set away. Not going to be able to follow up on that one. But there have been moments here right on. And the sliver of opportunities that will be there have to absolutely be capitalized upon by TFC, because again, they are going to be few and far between. They will be there, but absolutely critical to be there on the spot to get that shot.
You're totally right. And a team like Overlooked, you know, top 12 in SAM, yeah, okay, that's impressive, but it's not top 1. You know, it's not top 2. This is a team that will give you opportunities. They will make mistakes, but they will also make incredible saves and incredible plays, and that's an example of one there. 2 minutes 20 left on the clock. Overlooked only one up for the moment, which, I mean, already, Todd Fan Club, you've kept a professional Rocket League team to 1 goal only. They might take that to the bank, really, with 2 minutes to go. They're going to be thinking that this is a pretty good performance so far. Camster gets a reset, tries to look for the pass. Just doesn't come through. There's always a player there from Overlooked to stop things in their tracks as they start to be created by Todd Fan Club. That's exactly what's happened so far. But Overlooked still in the lead.
And let's be real here. I mean, all the pressure is really on Overlook here. They're not supposed to lose. They're supposed to get the dub, dare I say, in some people's minds, the easy dub. However, only ahead by 1, and that was that quick shot on. It was not a standard issue goal by any stretch of the imagination. It was just rapid fire, and that one not going to be found back in the net, and they continue to swarm. Does Overlook, and that speed on their side still. North of a minute to go here in a game 1, this best of 5. It has already been tremendous. And Overlook, like you said, the fact that they have been able to hold them 2-1, that in and of themselves, a dub. And the longer this one goes on, the longer that they are able to do this sort of thing game to game, I mean, that in and of itself is going to help their mental perk up bit by bit by bit. But they are going to have to continue on this speedy defense to be able to deny Overlook. Musty away, set up. That one is not going to be on the double commit save. Ultimately able to survive. That one is Overlook. Gets past 1, but no, going to be able to get that touch. And again, the only illustration that I can use here, Rhino, is a swarm, an absolute hive of bees.
And I mean, not just that. You've also got to talk about the recovery speed that comes through from Overlooked. Yes, it's a swarm, but it's damn quick swarm as well. They're able to get on you quickly, make sure that you don't get a look in. So this is Camster now off the left-hand side. Let's take a shot, cleared away for the moment by DePluto. Here, we'll try and bring this one down, but the double touch might be found, saved on the goal line. Camster keeps the scoreline at 1-0. Maybe trying to get down the other end. Gonna be denied. Zeros on the board. Ball on the ground. Overlooked to take game number 1. And I did tell the people that I would keep them updated. I have not kept my promise. This is a best of 5, folks, for the winners final. Best of 5 for an opportunity to get through into that grand final. And at the moment, it's 1-0 to Overlooked. But Todd Fan Club are not far away.
No, 1-0 not only on the series scoreboard, but in that case on the game scoreboard as well. We saw that early score, but ever since then, back and forth, it went a veritable game of ping pong out there on the Rocket League pitch. So you got to take the dubs, like I said, where you can. Ultimately, obviously, love that 1-0 situation on the scoreboard with Todd Fan Club, but they have shown themselves more than capable to go toe-to-toe. Now it's about finding a way to get on the scoreboard. And one thing, I don't know that we can look towards the traditional cam 1v1 situation here because of how fast Overlooked is. One thing that you can do is dial up a demo goal, and I know I keep going back to that but when you have a team like this, you got to find whatever the problem is. If you're going to look for that, you have to be quick about it. And just like last time around, kicking off the scoring is Overlooked. Now that set out at mid, flat-footed, nobody there. A little bit of love from the crossbar as well.
Yeah, Ian Pinheiro getting that one. The Brazilian goes over the top, and we saw a similar kind of setting in game number 1. Overlooks take the early goal, and they almost take their foot off the gas a little bit. Todd Fan Club able to push back, and they're going to try and do that now. Double touch for Camster should be found, and this time there's an answer. The script is ripped up, and we've not been in this stanza before. Todd Fan Club right back in it, 1-1.
And in that case, it is the mano a mano, indeed 1-1 on the scoreboard. Able to finally crack the goose egg is Todd Fan Club. So, hey, again, you know that they're human. You know that they actually do blink, that there are people on the, like actual people on the opposite side of the pitch. They are not necessarily cyborgs. I mean, I can't really confirm for all of that, but we continue on all the same as we are just north of 4 minutes in the demo memo passed out here yet again. Camster able to get the deletions. Todd Fan Club, I mean, their ability to step things up here, but my goodness, a broken gorgeous bit, just enough delay on that one, just enough to lull the defense asleep, just enough to get them a touch out of sorts to delay and pass 2 members of Todd Fan Club as well.
Just that extra little touch is enough to get it beyond the defense. Beautiful work from Unbroken. The redirect Normally, you expect to see redirects coming through with quite a pace. That one a little bit slower. And there's a gap in the back lines, but it's not taken advantage of. Camster sends it back downfield, looking for a double touch here. Camster's there, and he misses. Wide right of the net. Overlooked, almost pushed back to level once again, but Todd Fan Club just could not convert. And those are the kind of opportunities, those are the kind of mistakes from Overlooked that we've already said Todd Fan Club, they need to try and capitalize on.
They absolutely must. And kind of going back to the point of the speed, as Unbroken going to follow up on this one, the speed of Overlook. We talk about it, how you expect that. Ultimately, I think you can pull back on that, kind of kick on the brakes, because you have to respect. If you're Todd Fan Club, you have to respect that speed. But if Overlook says, we can kind of take it slow as well, just going to go from 0 to 100 if we so desire. I mean, that in and of itself is a card that I feel they can play multiple times and be effective with. But we did see a 1-0 situation on the scoreboard last time, but it is 3-1 now. It's still plenty of time to go. Might we very well, I'm not going to put it out there. I'm not going to put it out there. You know what I'm thinking? You know what I'm thinking? We do have a Brazilian already out there. I think that is enough. But Overlooked, able to get more in a rhythm. Ooh. However, after the response, 3 shots, 2 goals, and a save. So, it ain't just once. It's also about the trios, the triumvirate, handling business, gorgeous dime as well down center field way.
It's a lovely pass across, isn't it? And fantastic finish at that. So, Camp does go over and get a second goal for Todd Fan Club. Need one more if they're to bring this back level, but 3 minutes still to go. Plenty of time to find it. Cam, let's get the reset. Not going to happen. Now over on that right-hand side, a pinch off the top. I don't think Overlooked were expecting that. They have to react. The pass down the bottom corner found. Gear waking up. And we're back to 3-3.
We saw it once. We see it again from off the wall, and Overlooked pulled out of position just enough. Indeed a sliver of light, and indeed TFC able to respond. And we saw this with $100. Now we see it with arguably, like you said, the #1 overall seed of this event, and how good that must feel. Not able to get on the board at all in game #1, doing it 3 times, able to bring this one even from a 3-1 scenario, but we have seen it 3 times from both, well, not from both teams, but twice for Todd Fan Club. Once here for Overlook. Marvelous setups here. Yet again, an element of Rocket League. Honestly, Rhino, the threes teamwork, some of the best that I always love to see that element in Rocket League, and it's always, without a doubt, the most beautiful.
Yes, it absolutely is. When you're working in unison, working together as a team, it's something very special, and that's exactly what Overlooked there were able to provide. Camster, big clearance, an opportunity here for Overlooked as they immediately turn this one around, and that angle should be found, but the save is made. And that's going to be a lovely save as well, but an opportunity off the backboard, another save made. Continuing the good work, and wow, that backboard defense really working out for Todd Fan Club. They're looking like $100 out there.
I'm not going to make the obvious joke, but a fine investment was that setup and the follow here yet again. I mean, seriously, the team mentality, I am absolutely loving it. But again, a step faster. I mean, it has been the name of the game. Speed has been for Overlooked. And just like that, I mean, we're talking about a tie ball game not that long ago. We are back to a 2-goal differential.
Yeah, we are. And Monkey Jones, I've been going away. I've been doing some Googling. I've been doing some Wikipediaing, and I found out some information about our Todd Fan Club boys, who are just about to get back to within 1 goal of Overlooked. Gear and Kami, Gear and Kazi, my apologies. They have actually been playing together a lot of this season and beyond. So way back in NA Open 1 and 2, all the way basically through the season, they've been playing together with a player called Skills. They've replaced him today with Camster, of course. But they've been getting some very, very good results. Top 22 in Open 1 and 2. Top 40 in Open 4 and 5. These are very, very solid NA players. NA is a very competitive region. They're towards that kind of Swiss stage vibe of it. And this is going to be a question that's going to be answered for a lot of people, is just what is the golf inability between those kinds of, Bubble Sam teams and the Swiss NA teams. You're seeing that question answered right in front of you. Right now, Overlooked are taking the win.
And don't get me wrong, this is absolutely a feisty bunch. I have seen all these players individually. I have also seen Cam and Gear play. But to be fair as well, I mean, Cam and Kazi, they have played as if they have been the individuals out there on the pitch time and time again. But what I'm seeing here as well, Gear getting involved a little bit more on the other side of the pitch. We saw Cam and Kazi countless times yesterday, getting Gear involved more. I am absolutely loving this, and I feel it's absolutely critical if Todd Fan Club, if they want to get this up, if they want to win the series and head on over into the Grants.
Sure, but that angle could be found. 20 seconds to go. Ball into the middle again. Cleared away by Todd Fan Club, but Unbroken, they're waiting for it. Turn on the play. Gear to just try and reset, looking to shield this one away. 10 seconds, 1 goal needed for Todd Fan Club. It's got to be this counter attack, and Kazi's got control of the ball, but he misses his reset. It might cause a fake. It's not happened yet. 0 seconds on the board. Got to keep that ball alive. Got to keep it in the air. But the bump in the middle. Kazi still keeps it. Looking for the shot. It's off the crossbar. Oh my goodness. So close to overtime, but the ball eventually drops. Overlooked take game 2 in the most extraordinary of circumstances.
And again, 1 goal, a single solitary goal. We almost talk about the 10-piece in terms of total, but my goodness, again, Overlooked able to get that lead, and they, in that case, need to hold Todd Fan Club off. So, I mean, yeah, Todd Fan Club, they are not, they are not intimidated at all by what they see on the opposite side of the pitch, although that goes both ways, and it only speaks to the level of talent that we have here in this event. And again, this is grand finals level play, and we get it here in the winners finals. So again, what we're seeing right now, absolutely gorgeous level of Rocket League, although the possibility, Rhino, is here for a sweep. And I think that on paper, it really dismisses what Todd Fan Club is doing out here, but now they able to strike first.
I think we either saw a disconnect or something. There was a player AFK on that far side for Overlooked. They're back now, but Todd Fan Club aren't going to care about that. They take the lead. They're going to feel like they earned it too. The shot comes through, and it's going to be saved away. But yeah, you see someone in the back lines there for Overlooked. Currently AFK. Okay, now makes a play, but very unsure of what's happening there, as maybe it's a 2v3 for the moment. Nope, they are moving. They are driving forwards. Okay, we're back in the 3v3. Bit of a weird moment to start game 3. But either way, Todd Fan Club still walk away from that awkward moment with a 1-0 lead. And a 2-0 lead at that, with Kazi going over the top.
It's all mind games. It is all mind games. Like, even though down 2 now is Overlook, a tremendous carry and the follow. Brute forcing it in, making it 2-0 for the NA boys. 4:26 left to go. And indeed, we'll happily take that opening goal. Don't care how it happens. We will go hook or crook. Does not matter. Happily getting that goal. But my goodness, Rhino, can you imagine? Can you imagine if it is Todd Fan Club able to get a third, but no, gonna be able to crack the goose egg? There is Overlook 2-1. And again, we saw almost 10 total goals last time around. I think we may be headed there yet again.
Yeah, the thing is, I get the feeling that you're just not going to keep this Overlooked team out, right?
No.
They are going to score goals. They are going to rain down goals on your net, and that's exactly what they've done already with that one. But Todd Fan Club, they've given themselves a very solid baseline. They've given themselves an opportunity in this game to have something to hold on to, and how important could that be as we get through into the final minute or two of this game, provided they still have that lead intact. Well, the ball going to be moving down the left-hand side now. Sent away by Cam, and that's a miss on the backboard. Over the top, the waterfall is in, but the clearance away from Overlook to double commit on the back lines might be enough to take advantage of. And Camster says, thank you very much. Top left corner, 3-1.
Now, what I enjoy here, and honestly, this is why I enjoy pros that get out there and they play once, because oftentimes in a team situation, whether it's 2s, whether it's 3s, you get scored on, and that can be a little bit jarring every time or 2. You walk out there, maybe you want to shut out every single time. Maybe you get one on the board. It happens, right? We all make mistakes. We all blink. But the ones mentality, you are not necessarily resigned to scoring, but you know it is more than likely going to happen. So the resilience of that mental coming into a 3v3 situation, 2v2, when you have teammates out there, it can ultimately take you up and across the finish line. But right now, 3-1. Again, you can question that first one, but ultimately Todd Fan Club able to get on the board a trio of times. However, the nudge out across, not going to be able to get that shot in. Looking for the follow, and indeed going to be able to get it. My goodness, 2 shots, 2 goals.
Talk about this fake from Impiero. I mean, just going by. I mean, we can see on that replay, right, it's slowed down, all that stuff. We can see that he's not going to hit it, but you don't know that as a defense, right? Todd Fan Club are thinking, right, he's going to be able to get that second touch. He's going to go over the top, but it doesn't happen. And he's got a player waiting to strike and overlooked. They cut the deficit back to 1 goal with 3 minutes left on the clock. Maybe it's re-extended. No, Kamster can't get in front. No boost. No party for him. As Overlooked clear the ball away. Blocked away by Kazi, though.
Indeed, and we saw right there with that absolutely delicious fake. That's what I was talking about, being able to slow down a little bit. Say, yeah, you have to respect the fact that we're going 100 miles an hour, 100 kps. I don't care what exactly metric you want to say. They are going exceptionally fast. But then when you're able to pause every once in a while to have that fake, to have that slight delay, that is what can stand between you and victory. But we have seen 2 games. We have seen a couple of 1-score games. Overlook, of course, able to get those dubs. However, Kamster, the nudge. And yes, first time today, I'm going to say it. Tip him if you got him. It is the hat trick. Todd Fan Club taking that 2-goal lead right on back.
Great beat from Cam on that sidewall. And then you can see Ian Pinheiro just doesn't have the boost to get back. Doesn't have the ability to get into Supersonic and find his way back behind the ball. So it will be Overlooked, now facing a 2-goal deficit once more. They're looking to cut that again at the angle. The save will come in, but it's still Ian Pinheiro looking for the pass, looking for the finish. Unbroken goes over, and it will be 4-3. This is an absolute goal fest in Game 3.
Certainly defense option. At this point, we saw almost 10 previously. We officially have 7 and over 2 minutes left to go here in regulation. I do need to tack that qualifier on there as well. We have not seen an overtime stance in a little bit, but I personally am here for it. Sent away now by Kazi. Going to be mad as Overlook, looking for yet another opportunity on the ball. That one back down, not going to find the back of the net, and just you have to match them so much speed for speed right now, and it is such a challenge to be everywhere that they are, but Kazi will happily be an individual that can step up to the plate, swing away, and give again that 2-goal lead right on back.
I mean, these breaks downfield from Todd Fan Club are so good. You know, they've got someone waiting by the goal line who can at least take a powerful shot, if not find that goal, which they have been able to so far. That's a miss from Overlooked. No one was back in that net. If that's on target, that goes home. But it doesn't happen for them. 1 minute 40. They want this sweep. They want to get it done in this Game 3. And Todd Fan Club are turning around and saying, no, we are at your level. We want to keep you out for the next minute and a half. The confidence is exuding from the Todd Fan Club roster. You can see that they believe it. They believe they are a team that can match Overlooked's pace and power, and they're doing so at this moment in time. Kamster with a big clearance away. It's going to push them back once more.
And there are certainly teams in a big partner. I got to pause for a minute, but Kazi grabbing the hat trick. There are certainly teams in NA that have this level of speed, but I feel in the SAM region, like you say, with where this team is, from this point upward and even a little bit below, you just have to respect that pace of play time and time again. So yeah, I don't know if Overlook was expecting that coming in to this event, but my goodness, all the credit, all the love in the world to Todd Fan Club for being able to meet them where they shine, and Overlook with that speed is now just south of a minute left to go here, but 6-3 in favor of Todd Fan Club. But how quick Overlook can turn this around on its head. Of course, we saw Todd Fan Club against $100. They were able at the end to assert themselves. And my goodness, excellent defense yet again. Todd Fan Club able to deny one more time, looking to make it 4, but marvelous defense on the other end of the pitch. Both of these teams looking to deny as much as is possible, but despite these amazing goals, we are talking about the 10-piece in total, 7-3.
What a game! What was this Game 3? I swear we had like 2 relatively low-scoring games before this. We were like, okay, both teams playing sensibly. I mean, it's now pedal to the metal, right? All gas, no brakes. And well, that's worked out in the favor of Todd Fan Club. It's not worked out in the favor of the SAM team, which is a little bit surprising to a lot of people who enjoy Rocket League on the regular, but here we go. The clearance away. Overlooked wanting something to take through into game 4. Because realistically, Monkey Shines, that's where we're heading.
Realistically, and honestly, hopefully, I'm here as well for the game 5. Of course, you know that, but we have zeros on the clock, looking for one more. Not going to be able to get it. And again, the swarming speed from the folks from NA. My goodness, right? I mean, I knew it was possible, knew they certainly had the ability, but I think we have officially got to the pre-jump portion of the show.
Feels like we have. It very much feels like we have. Yeah, I mean, Todd Fan Club, all I wanted to see was them to prove that they are close to the same level of Overlooked, right? We talked about it in the green room while the intermission was happening. This was the game that made me decide whether we were going to see a really good grand final later on, or whether it was going to be one-sided in favor of Overlooked. Because as I say, they are the favorites of this tournament. We're going to get a good grand final, Monkey Shines. Yes. This tournament is going to go crazy. Todd Fan Club are not here to make up the numbers. They're not here to get second place. They are here to win the top prize of $750. And they're making a very, very good case for themselves to go ahead and do it.
And once we saw that $100 Todd Fan Club, I felt really good about the rest of the way. But like you said, when you have a team like Overlook coming into this one, even though they were one goal dubs, you said, I don't know, the sweep looks quite possibly on the board, but the broom has been stolen. And Kazi kicking us off with a scoring all of 18 seconds in.
And Todd Fan Club, you are right, they might have stolen the broom, because I'm going to say it early, the reverse sweep could be on. This scoreline, if it stays true, which if game 3 is anything to go by, it simply won't. But if it does, then we are looking at a game 5 between these two rosters, and actually it could be 2-0. It's just taken a little too early. And Overlooked can clear that ball away, but this feels like a different Overlooked side than we saw in games 1 and 2. They were very professional, very set in moving forwards as a team, moving backwards as a team, recovery speed on lock. Now in that game 3 and in the start of this game 4, seeing a different side to them. They're not quite as switched on as I would expect to see them, and that one just about gonna hit the post, but they're getting challenged early, and it looks like there's nothing they can do about it. There you go, 2-0, Kazi with the double. Overlooked, well, they look at C right now.
And they looked absolutely lightning quick, and that's the thing, they still are, but this is straight up track meet out there on the pitch, and right now, Todd Fan Club taking the lead, and that one, and yet still fire coming from the heels from every single individual out there, if you want to compare that. But sent away now was Gear, looking for one more, maybe, just maybe, able to make it 3-0, sent back, however, 2 there for Overlook. Gear sending this one away, and now the synergy that my colleague was talking about a little earlier on between Gear and Kazi might have come out to pay serious dividends here. Right now up 2-0, able to get their first dub of the series last time around in absolutely spectacular fashion. However, Epinario able to make this one off the board. Overlook, like you said, it was inevitable. It was absolutely inevitable for Overlook to be able to get on the board. This ain't a defensive struggle. No, this is fireworks.
I mean, that angle was silly though, right? Like coming off that left-hand corner. That is just not something that you're expecting. And by the time that they do expect it, right? By the time that Hamza just bundles his way through. All right, bit of bully ball, bit of forcing your way through. I like to see it. But the point that I was making was, by the time you realize that there's actually a possibility that he gets around the ball and finds the angle, you've already moved out of position because you just don't expect it in the first place, right? So tough one to defend. Meanwhile, Camster, yeah, he's just moving through the entire Overlook team saying, beep, beep, get out the way. And with 3 minutes 15 to go, Todd Fan Club, they get back to their 2-goal lead.
Yeah, there certainly is a brutality to Cam's gameplay, most certainly. And you will find that, again, I keep going back to the well, but you will find that among a lot of the 1v1 players. They are absolutely tremendous with the air dribble bumps in general, that brute force gameplay, and Cam is no exception. But 3-1 in favor of Todd Fan Club as we are south of 3 minutes now. And dare I say, at 4 total goals, it kind of feels like the defense's struggle has come out. I mean, at this point, I was expecting more along the lines of the 6 or 7. Maybe one more to be had, but maybe a follow-up, not going to be able to get it, is Overlooked. And again, dare I say, a step slow is just an absolutely lightning quick, but Emmanuel going to shut my mouth really, really fast. Getting on the board yet again is Overlook. Great pop, great carry. And again, that slow step in that case, I don't know, maybe paying some dividends out there for the folks in blue.
It feels like with that one, he put like a triangular block in a square hole somehow. Like, how did the ball fit in that top corner from the angle that it was coming down on? I have no idea. Ian Pinheiro playing incredibly well, finding the angles, finding everything that his team needs right now, carrying Overlooked, to be fair, as he's looking around for some help. Maybe he doesn't need it. Reset, looking for the carry! Save coming through from Gear, and how important could that be for Todd Fan Club's Game 4?
I was fully expecting the air dribble bump to complete the hat trick. I'm not going to lie. But yeah, you know, sometimes you have a carry, but hey, that's okay. Be able to do what you do to be able to get the hat trick, to be able to bring us back even. But hey, we saw all Todd Fan Club, and now Overlook readjusting, and now maybe, just maybe, again, putting pedal to metal. That one going to be popped back now off the low. Fine challenge there as Gear looking to serve up, but sent away now. And it does appear, if we're talking about that track meet metaphor, it does appear that Overlook's starting to pull even.
It does. 1 minute 30 to go, and we know that the Todd Fan Club defense can stand up and be counted when necessary. Gear into the middle, cleared away. Will be another retreat sounded by Overlooked. Couple too many of those for their liking, I think, in this game. The flick forwards. Backboard will be defended well. Minute and 11 to go. Unbroken into the middle. There's the man who's been dangerous, but he gets beat by Camster. Back again. This time it's to Pluto. He's got an empty net to aim at. He gets deleted from the game for a moment, but that pass inside is beautiful. That finish is really good, but it's got to be saved by Kazi, and somehow they keep Overlooked out. They're going to have to again, as the Pluto tries to find a pass inside. Can't do it.
Veritable steel curtain back there, at least for the moment, for Todd Fan Club, big pardon. Total fantastic defense, at least for the moment. And I know you look on the board and you say 5 total goals. How can you possibly say that? We were talking about a grand total of 10 not that long ago. Camster now carrying across mid, looking to sneak that one by. Able to do just that, but it is a floater. Not going to be able to follow is Todd Fan Club. But we're still 30 seconds here, ladies and gentlemen. That one back down, but no, marvelous defense, courtesy of Overlooked, and maybe a rush to be able to knock that back in a 2v1 situation. But Kazi may be able to carry it away. No, will not be able to. Cuts back and unbroken. Getting on the board on his own. 11 seconds, and indeed pulled even. Did Overlook. So, my goodness, Rhino. Seriously.
For a player who's been so good all game, all series, Kazi makes the big mistake that costs Todd Fan Club their lead. Need to find it again, though, with 10 seconds on the clock, because OT is looming, and there's a chance in front of goal. That's not a good clearance. Dropped down by Overlooked, and there is the ball hitting the floor. A little bit of a dangerous moment. Butterflies in the stomach, maybe, from Overlooked, but they do see it out, and they have a chance to see out this series in this Game 4 OT.
Ladies and gentlemen, we may very well see a game number 5. Todd Fan Club, they have had some tremendous moments here since games 1 and 2. That, if you're just coming in both of those, a 1-goal scenario before Todd Fan Club able to get a tremendous 4-goal win. But this one, it will be 1-0. Yet again, able to bring this one even was Overlooked, taking us into an overtime stanza. And right now, Rhino, I mean, typically coming into this one, I think, oh yeah, speed, absolutely, lends credence to the idea that Overlook can win these overtime scenarios.